6:45 a.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Danushka Madhavala, read by Soundi Thavam. The President instructs to prepare an elaborate and comprehensive plan to develop the Ella tourism zone. A large-scale container factory to be established in Trincomalee. All bare lands which are not cultivated will be taken on lease by the government next year for cultivation purposes. The Minister of Law and Order instructs the IGP to use maximum power to prevent the drug menace and unlawful killings in the country. In foreign news, Ukraine's second-largest Kharkiv without power after Russian strikes. And sports football, Croatia and Morocco square up in the third-place playoff. President Ranil Wickremesinghe instructed the officials to take immediate steps to develop the Ella tourist area according to a comprehensive and elaborate plan. The President also informed the officials to prepare the relevant development plan within 4 months, along with the Ministry of Tourism, the Ministry of Urban Development and the Ministry of Environment, and submit it to him, the President's media division said. The President issued these instructions during the discussion held with the Ella Businessmen's Association yesterday. President Wickremesinghe pointed out the need to plan the Ella tourism zone formally and according to a proper plan, and also pointed out the importance of carrying out its construction activities in an environmentally friendly manner to avoid disturbing the tourist attraction. Expressing his views, President Wickremesinghe further said, under the first phase, the Ella tourism zone will be developed through a formal plan, and then steps will be taken to make the entire Uva province a preferred destination for tourists. The Prime Minister's office said that Yakdong Industries Company Limited, one of the 10 leading companies in Korea, has invested $50 million in the establishment of a large-scale container manufacturing factory in Trincomalee. The chairman, Hung Seok-gon, and the vice-chairman, Kyung Won-shin of Yakdong Industries Company Limited, met with Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena at the Prime Minister's office Wednesday and assured that the construction of the factory will be completed soon, so as to commence production within the next 6 months. The factory will be established across 50-acre site in Trincomalee, and the expected production is 10,000 containers per month. The company has already selected 32 welders from Sri Lanka to work initially in Korea, and they will be used to supervise the employees in the Sri Lankan factory in the future. They will recruit 70 more employees to the factory. Minister Mahinda Amaraveera said all bare lands which are not being cultivated will be taken on lease by the government next year for cultivation purposes. The youth of the local areas will be deployed to promote cultivation in these lands. The government plans to cultivate every inch of land which is not used for any other purpose. The minister said that a special work plan is being implemented by the President to expedite this process. It is estimated that there are around 100,000 hectares of paddy lands available in the country. The government plans to make maximum use of these lands to increase the production of food crops, the minister added. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The Minister of Law and Order, Tiran Alas, instructed the IGP to use maximum power to prevent the drug menace and unlawful killings in the country. A meeting was held yesterday under the patronage of the Minister to find the progress of the ongoing investigation on drug trafficking and underworld killings. The IGP and other senior police officers attended the meeting. Addressing the audience, the Minister emphasized the importance of establishing a law-abiding, disciplined society. The Minister also said all police officers should work hard to trace and eliminate the criminal activities in the country. The police media spokesman SSP Nihal Taldua said the police are ready to play a greater role in controlling the hardcore ragging menace in the universities if the ragging disturbs the education activities of the university students. The police media spokesman made these comments at a media conference held in Colombo yesterday. The police are committed to create a conducive environment for educational activities in the universities. The affected students could call 118 or 119 for police assistance, the police media spokesman added. That concludes local news.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
A consignment of medicines worth over 47 million rupees was received by the Minister of Health, Kele Rambukwala, as a donation from the United Nations Children's Fund and Rotary. The stock was handed over to Minister Rambukwala by the Rotary International President Jennifer Jones and the UNICEF representative for Sri Lanka, Christian Skoog, under the Lifeline project to help the delivery of health services at a time the country is facing shortages owing to the ongoing economic crisis. That came to you in the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Watch Life is brought to you by...
Let's celebrate Christmas and New Year with CIB, with special gifts, discounts and easy payment schemes available till 31st of December. Come to CIB today.
The Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka has approved power cuts of 2 hours and 20 minutes from today to Monday. Accordingly, the power cuts will be implemented for groups A to L and P to W, 1 hour during the daytime and 1 hour 20 minutes during the night, and came to you in Watchlight.
Let's celebrate Christmas and New Year with CIB, with special gifts, discounts and easy payment schemes available till 31st of December. Come to CIB today.
World News, brought to you by courtesy of...
We give you the strength to rise higher and higher.
Never step back, but always march forward.
Empowering you to reach greater heights. People's Listening, the trusted leader.
Making headlines this morning, Ukraine's second city Kharkiv without power after Russian strikes. At least 21 campers dead and more missing in Malaysia landslide. And Berlin's giant Aquadome Hotel aquarium containing 1,500 fish explodes. Ukraine's second city of Kharkiv has been left without power after the latest wave of Russian strikes targeted energy stations across the country. Officials said as many as 9 power facilities were hit as Russian forces fired 76 missiles and carried out drone attacks across Ukraine. Kharkiv's mayor said the city suffered colossal damage in the barrage. One resident, Anastasia, told the BBC that she heard several explosions as the strikes began on Friday morning. Malaysian search and rescue teams are scouring a holiday campsite in the Selangor state for survivors after a landslide killed at least 21 people. Families were sleeping in their tents when the landslide happened at a farm stay in the Batong Kali township. Some 400 rescue workers spent Friday digging through mud to find 12 missing people, local media reported. Among the victims were 5 children and 12 women, officials announced. Fire Chief Norazam Kamis also told the local media that 2 of the bodies were found hugging each other and are believed to be mother and daughter. The farm's managers said at least 30 children and 51 adults were registered for an overnight stay, and Health Minister Zalia Mustafa said one of those injured was a pregnant woman. A giant aquarium containing 1 million litres of water in the lobby of the Radisson Blu in Berlin has burst, flooding the hotel and nearby streets. The aquadome, home to 1,500 tropical fish, is 15.85 meters high and was described as the largest freestanding cylindrical aquarium in the world. 2 people were injured by falling glass after the blast. The police said there had been incredible damage. The video showed an empty tank with water pouring into the hotel lobby. Back to the headlines of the world news. Ukraine's second city Kharkiv without power after Russian strikes. At least 21 campers dead and more missing in Malaysia landslide. And Berlin's giant Aquadome Hotel aquarium containing 1,500 fish explodes. That concludes this bulletin of world news.
World News, brought to you by courtesy of...
Amidst all challenges, we will rally around you and advance.
In the face of hardships, let's stand strong together.
Empowering you to reach greater heights. People's Listening, the trusted leader.
Development News.
Creating world aviation history, Sri Lankan Airlines received an international award for their cycle waste management project, Mathaka. Project Mathaka won the prestigious Best Aviation Sustainability Program Award at the Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Global Aviation Awards, beating out 118 other submissions. Sri Lankan Airlines captain Anushad Lianagoda said that the airline spends around 500,000 rupees for waste disposal, and with this project that amount could be saved. That's development news. We look at sports news next. And moving on to sports news, it's football. As Croatia and Morocco pick up the pieces after their World Cup semi-final defeats, the two teams will welcome the prospect of potentially leaving Qatar on a high when they square up in the third-place playoff today. Beating two world-class teams in Argentina and France to reach the final proved to be a step too far for Croatia and Morocco, who handsomely defied pre-tournament odds to reach the semis. Morocco rewrote history when the fearless squad became the first African team to reach the last four of football's showpiece event. They will be welcomed home as heroes, regardless of the result, having not only earned the respect and support of the continent and the Arab world, but also having found a place in the hearts of neutral fans who love a true underdog story. Croatia and Morocco will face off in Qatar for the second time, after playing out a 0-0 draw in their group opener. That's sports news. We look at business news next.
The fastest way to earn the highest interest, an interest rate of 22% in 4 months. NSB, the safest place for your money.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
People's Bank Enterprise Banking Department has initiated People's Spark, which is a special entrepreneurship development program targeting graduates. This program offers the opportunity for young graduates to start their own enterprises under guidance from the People's Bank. The bank also provides a special loan scheme and a feedback mechanism for those budding entrepreneurs, and came to you in business news. Economic news up next.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
The fastest way to earn the highest interest, an interest rate of 22% in 4 months. NSB, the safest place for your money.
Economic News, courtesy of...
For the 5th consecutive year, LOLC is awarded People's Financial Services Brand of the Year at the 2022 Slim Kantar People's Awards. As the People's Financial Services Brand of the Year, LOLC continues to place the customer first, and this has won the hearts, minds and trust of Sri Lankans, with yet another prestigious award as proof of this lasting commitment. LOLC, imagine the possibilities.
Goldman Sachs is planning deep job cuts as it grapples with a sharp downturn in business. The investment bank is preparing cuts that could affect up to 8% of its global workforce, or nearly 40,000 people. The reductions would go into effect early next year. Details on how different officers and parts of the business will be affected are still being finalized. The company declined to comment. That's business news. That's economic news.
LOLC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LOLC Finance claims the overall gold award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking.
Weather Report.
The Met Department says showery conditions are expected to enhance in the northern, north central and eastern provinces of the island in the next few days from today. Showers will occur at times in the eastern and Uva provinces and in the Polonnaruwa, Matale and Hamathara districts. Showers or thundershowers will occur at a few places in the western and Sabragama provinces and in the Gaul and Matara districts during the afternoon or night. And back to the headlines again to conclude this bulletin of news. The President instructs to prepare a comprehensive and elaborate plan to develop the Alla tourism zone. A large-scale container factory to be established in Trincomalee. All bare lands which are not being cultivated will be taken on lease by the government next year for cultivation purposes. The Minister of Law and Order instructs the IGP to use maximum power to prevent the drug menace and unlawful killings in the country. Ukraine's second city, Kharkiv, without power after Russian strikes. And Croatia and Morocco square up in the third place playoff. That concludes this morning's news broadcast.